Recently, I was reached out to by a company called KAIWEETS, and they wanted to know would I be interested in reviewing their Borescope. And I said yes, and I'll tell you why. I used to own one very similar to this, not as good, but very close. And I currently have one that hooks to an iPhone, but man, that thing is a piece of junk. I think I paid $30 for it, and it's pretty much useless. The lights are not bright enough. It's very dim. I can't really tell what's going on. So I told them I would review this. So I'm gonna go ahead and walk you through this camera and show you everything about it and let you see how it does. And maybe you want one, because let me tell you, it truly is one of my favorite tools, because there's so many things that you can see that your eyeballs normally can't see, places you can get to with a little small camera that you just physically can't see any other way without taking a lot of stuff off and going through a lot of work trying to finally see what it is you're looking at. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you this thing, and we'll talk about it for a few minutes and how it works, how to charge it, how to turn it on, everything about it. All right, so I've already taken it out of the box that it comes in. Here is the box. And like I said, the name of the company is KAIWEETS, or at least I think that's how it says, like Cobra Kai, KAIWEETS. Anyway, that's the box it comes in. And as you can see, it says articulating industrial borescope, and that's what really separates this from any borescope I've ever had in the past, is its ability. Let me get it out of here. Its ability to have this articulating head. Man, that's a game changer right there. So to me, this is a perfect size for automotive. This tube here, insertion tube, sometimes referred to as a snake, right here, this is 1.5 meters. And for all my fellow non-metric U.S. citizens, this would be the equivalent of almost 5 foot long. Almost. It lacks about 3/4 of an inch being 5 foot. So when you first fire it up, it says no camera. Then of course the camera comes on. But let's just look around here. I mean, it's got a really good picture. This is the bandsaw here right next to my right. It's a very clear picture in the screen now. Now I will be recording some of this to actually use in the video that you're watching right now. Now don't expect that quality to look as good as what you're seeing on this little small 4-inch camera here, because they're going to be a lot. It might look okay on a cell phone, but this quality has been sized for this size screen to where it looks good, clear, and crisp, and it does. For that size camera with that small of a sensor, that's not bad. But when you look at it on this video, it's going to look a little grainy. It's not going to look as good as the rest of the video, and that's exactly why. But if you're using this as a tool, you're not going to have no problem identifying what's what. So the way that you would actually use this, you got a button here called M. Right now it's in the picture mode. I can hit this red button. As you heard, it just took a photograph. You hit this again. Now we're in video mode. There again, I'm taking pictures of the saw. You can see it in the actual picture here, and I'll show you the difference of what it looks like on this video. The quality will not be as good on this video because it's going to be much larger, but it looks great on here. Now if you hit this one more time, if you'll see these numbers here, the red ones just lit up, which means you can just watch. Oh, it's got volume too. There again, I'm taking pictures of the saw. You can see it in the actual picture here, and I'll show you the difference. So you can see what I'm talking about there. Quality will not be as good. All right, so we can stop that. So to charge this, you pull this rubber back right here. That exposes not only your SD card, it's a little mini SD card. You also got a USB-C port. That's where you would charge it with any. Now it does not come with a charger, but it does come with a charging cable. And anything that you charge like your phone or anything that except USB or USB-C can charge this. I do not recommend charging this with your computer, and I learned this myself by trying it, because I got a hub on my computer, a USB hub, and a lot of times I'll just plug into that to charge things. Well, when you charge this, it's going to recognize the camera, it's going to recognize the SD card, and even though this is powered off like that, as soon as you plug it up to your computer, it's going to power on. It's going to stay on the entire time it's charging, which is fine if that's what you want it to do. Like if you want to use this while you're charging, it does have that ability. But if you'll charge this into another source, the power will stay off, and that's what I did. I have a little solar generator. Now you can use any wall outlet that can charge this sort of thing with a USB-C, but I use a little solar generator, and the power and everything come on, and it was charging just perfect. It's pretty fast charging. They don't claim to be super fast charging, and I really don't know how much I had when I started, but it didn't take long to charge. But you got about 3.5 hours of life per charge. That's pretty good on one of these, because there's no way you're going to have this thing on for 3.5 hours. Maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes, you know. Now it does come with these little extra accessories right here, and what those are for, I'm not going to pull them out, but right here on your camera, matter of fact, I got one of them on here. This is a clear lens that protects the actual camera lens. I've got that screwed on, and I'll probably just keep it like that, but there is a little magnetic tool in here if you need to recover something. It's got a little hook tool, then it's got like a little mirror if you want to get a different angle. Doubt I ever use that. It does come with a manual, tell you everything about this. And here's the power cable that it comes with. This one is a USB-A to USB-C power cable. So earlier I took it and I went into these headers that's hanging on my wall. This is like wall art, is the only reason I got them up here. They belong to my son. He bought them for a car and never did use them. He sold the car. So he said I could have them. I hung them up here. They're made out of stainless steel. So I went into the pipes to see what I could see, and it's pretty much all socket wells. And whoever did it did a pretty good job. They didn't really burn through or anything, even though there was a couple of globules in there that I noticed on both sides. Other than that, but that's just an example to show you how you can use that to inspect pipe with. So about a year ago, my water heater just quit heating. So I got in there and I started investigating what the problem might be. I thought it might have been a thermopile or whatever, but to find out, it was like an overload, and it flipped that little button out. So I had to reset it. But before I reset it, I knew there had to be a reason why. In a way, a gas water heater gets its air for the flame is up under it, and there ain't much clearance, only like this, and it's got a screen under there. And anyway, that thing was just covered with pet hair. We have cats, we have a dog, and went under there, and over the years it had just slowly but surely built up a lot of pet hair around that screen. So about a year ago I cleaned all that off of there, and I looked earlier just to see, and it looks still pretty decent. Now there's some hair I notice around there that's starting to kind of make its way, and eventually it'll stop it up again, so I need to take care of that. That was a pain trying to figure a way to get all that hair off there, like with a vacuum, because like I said, there ain't that much room, and you got to be able to turn it up like that. A couple of weeks ago, I had a neighbor next door. She texted me, because I work on their car whenever she has a problem. You might remember the 2023 Kia Seltos that I recently did the magnetic clutch coil on. That's what I'm referring to. But anyway, she had texted me, said that she was hearing this chirping or this little screeching sound. And anyway, I said, well, that sounds like your brake indicators, your wear indicators is starting to hit your rotor. And so the next day she's like, if I go buy all the parts, could you help my boyfriend or watch my boyfriend, make sure he does it right? I'm like, yeah, but before you go buy that, let's look and make sure that's what it is. I said that's what it sounds like. I hadn't looked at it yet. And anyway, she brought it over here. We had to jack it up, take the tire off in order to see those pads. So earlier I took my car, which is not as open as hers. Hers had rims to where you could really see a lot. But on mine, there's just little holes right there in the rim I could go through, and I was able to see my brake pads, and you can see the outer pads, but normally if you got an outer pad that's pretty much worn, so is your inner pad. But I did get up under the car, also fished under the car, and I was able to see the inner pads as well. So it's very handy for that. The point is, it can save you from taking things and doing a lot of work just to be able to see it. You'll be able to see it with this. Being able to see things on your engine, like in behind the engine, down there close to the transmission, oil leaks, anything like that, you'll stand a pretty good chance of being able to spot that and identify where it's coming from. I've seen people use these. They would remove a spark plug suspecting a blown head gasket and actually look down there on the cylinder, and they can see if there's any water on top of that piston. You can do that with this. You could also use that articulating arm and point it right back up at your head. You could see how well the head valves are seating, or if one's chipped or anything like that. It's got a lot of uses. Now, something else I did earlier is I took and I removed the cover on my gas furnace. It's right over here to my right, and I removed the overload to where I could get the probe in there and check out my heat exchangers. Now, I was able to see most of them from the underneath side. Now, I could actually go to the evaporator, there's a cover there, then I could fish it in there and look at the top side. I know mine are good, that's the reason I didn't go through all that, but I'm just showing you how you can look at your heat exchanger easily from the bottom and the top to look for any cracks. If you ever get a cracked heat exchanger, that is not good, because your burners is actually firing into these heat exchangers. Then it's got an exhaust to carry any carbon monoxide out. Well, if it's cracked, now you got carbon monoxide mixing in with the air that's blowing by it, that's going into your house. And I've got a carbon monoxide alarm inside of my house. Actually, it does two things. Not only does it detect carbon monoxide, but if I had a natural gas leak, then it would detect the gas in my house also. Just so you know, in the near future, they sent me another product too. It's actually a brake fluid analyzer. And I thought about doing a video on that, and I'm pretty sure my car probably needs the brake fluid changed out, do a transfusion on it. And let me know in the comments if you'd like to see a video on how I do that. One-man operation, and it gets all the old fluid out, replaces with new, and I'll show you this instrument to tell you or let you know if it does in fact need to be replaced. And a lot of people probably don't know this, but brake fluid does have a shelf life, and the reason why is what they call, yeah, that word right there. And what it means is it's prone to absorb a lot of moisture over time. And once it does that, it doesn't work like it should. It gets real dark, and your brakes just aren't as good as what they should be. But if you're interested in seeing that video, let me know, and I'll drop that in the next week or two. So if you're interested in getting one of these for yourself, I'll have a link in the description for this exact same one with the articulating camera and all that. And hey, you know right now sitting there whether you can use it or not, but it's very well priced, and I have a 10% off code that's good to like the 28th day of February. So I'll have that code in there as well. Thank you for watching. I'm Russ Jones with Skill Savvy DIY.